everyone. Today we're having a conversation with our Amber Grant winner for April 2022. Today we're speaking with BreAnna Drysdale, who's the owner of Best Kept Secret and this month's Amber Grant winner. I'm Marsha Layton Turner, and I'm a Women's Net Advisory Board member. So BreAnna, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So let's start with, why don't you tell everybody about Best Kept Secret and what it is that you offer?
Sure. So Best Kept Secret is kind of a hands-on resource library for elementary age kids. I have things from preschool through 5th grade. And basically, I came up with the idea because during the pandemic, we did homeschooling. And since previously we had done public school, we didn't have all the resources in our house. We hadn't been building it up. And so I soon realized that while there were so many great hands-on resources out there, they add up super quick. And so I felt like I had to really pick and choose because, that was taking part of our monthly budget. And also like the space just to store everything. So we got through that year and the kids are back in public school. But I just kept thinking about how I probably was not the only one feeling those things. And there really wasn't anything. I mean, sure, the library, we would check out books and they have a couple games, like board games and stuff, but nothing like this. And so I thought I would take a chance and just see if there was any interest. And I've gotten a lot of great response. So I do different hands-on manipulatives like, I've got tangrams, which I'm sure a lot of people remember from school.
Okay.
I've got like letter manipulatives. So we've got capitals and lowercase. These are little popsicles, so they're fun.
Okay.
And then I've got all sorts of different subjects. So I think it's important to include things like art and music. These are some of my favorite things. They're these little color palettes. So when you mix them together, they make the different colors. So if you mix the red and the yellow, then you can see, if you hold it up to light, then you can see that they make orange. And so that's kind of fun. I've got some like emotional awareness items. So this is a big feelings pineapple, and it kind of works like a Mr. Potato Head, so kids can the face. And so this one would be like, what'd you think of that food last night? Well, it was disgusting. So, it goes through all the emotions. So science and math, I have a lot right now. I'm working on building more of reading and language arts.
And where's the greatest demand and how does it work? Like, can you take one science, one language, one art and have it just talk about the process.
So what I do is it's kind of like a subscription service, except it's local. So you don't have to ship anything or wait for it to come in the mail. So people will come in, they pay one really affordable monthly fee, and they can have up to 3 items checked out at a time. So if they wanted to check out a science item and keep that for a month, they can. If they wanted to have 2 other items and check them out and then bring them back the same week, that works too. And so that way you can really just change through the things. So like fraction items, I know when my kid was learning fractions, there was a lot of great resources, but we didn't need them for a great length of time because once she understood them, she got the hang of it. So we weren't going to use them all the time. So that's kind of like my specialty, is those items that aren't long-term, but kids can really benefit from.
So somebody could conceivably come back like every day and trade them in?
Oh yeah, every day that I'm open, they could come by. I would love to see them, and I like helping pick out some things. And for the summer, I've actually added a few items specific for like road trips and when you're at the pool, some of that imaginary play, still getting their brains going without video games and other electronic items.
Oh, smart. So how did you originally hear about the Amber Grant?
Actually, I was at our local town has a kids fair, and someone came up and they were really interested, and they're like, well, did you get a grant for this or something? And I was like, oh, a grant. I never even considered that. So I started doing some research online, and I'll be honest, I was a little nervous about a lot of the places that were offering grants because my husband's a professional hacker. And so I double check on things if they're legit, just kind of that, paranoid way of thinking because I live with him. But I started really diving into the website and reading past winners' stories, and there are a lot of amazing people out there doing great things. And so I took a chance and applied.
Awesome. And so now that you've won, I know you haven't known for very long, but have you started to think about how you're going to use the $10,000 to build your business?
I have. So right now, just getting started, I was using all my own money. And so I have enough materials to serve a certain amount of people, but I am kind of worried about growing too quickly. And so I've been kind of holding back a little bit, not fully putting myself out there because I was nervous. So now I am going to use the money to double my inventory. So that way I don't have to worry about that. And I can just invite as many people that want to join. And then the other part, I'm going to invest in advertising locally.
Sure.
So yeah.
So looking even beyond the short term, as you continue to grow, what are some of your future plans?
Well, I definitely want to move to a different location. My lease is up in a year, and this location is great for starting out, but I would love to move to a place that had more visibility, just to attract even more people. This community has a really great homeschool community. And so I know that just being able to have people see on their way to and from places that I exist, that will help me, in turn help them, because this business will be really beneficial for homeschoolers.
Well, do you have any advice for aspiring women entrepreneurs? Anything that you've learned along the way that you might share with them?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I feel like I'm so I'm just starting out in the whole process. But one thing that really works for me and could probably work for some other people is journaling, but not like really long journaling. So when I'm trying to make some important decisions, I just like to make a quick note about the thing that I'm thinking of and then how I'm feeling in that moment. And then I can start to see patterns in the way that I'm thinking. So maybe I really don't want to do a particular thing, but every night that I'm thinking about it, I'm exhausted. And so that's the reason why I don't want to do it. But if I have that same feeling, in the middle of the afternoon on a day when I'm well rested, then maybe I should pay more attention to that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's really good. Thank you.
And self-reflective.
Yeah, no, but I think tapping into your energy levels as you're evaluating all the millions of things you could do, that's really smart. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for taking a few minutes of your time to share your story with the Women's Night community, BreAnna. And congratulations again on being our April Amber Grant winner.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.